Top of the day to you. How are you doing over there? Anyway, welcome to the program. I am Wale Ogunade, your host, and the program is Voters Forum. We have a very wonderful package for you today, and I hope you just be on ground. Meanwhile, the week has been full of one up, down, or the other. Various activities, and of course, the internet is full of it. Cyber stalking, death of prominent politicians, security issues, and so on. But be that as it may, in the program, we'll have time to discuss it. But for now, we just want to tell you that we have an interesting topic for you, and our guest is equally well suited to trash you. What you do is that you just tell your people, just tell the people that we are on ground and that we will come back very soon. Just tell your people that we are on ground, and I will come up back soon. Very great and interesting topic today. We want to see the income and expenditure of government vis-a-vis the lives of the people. It's a simple thing that a rich man's son or daughter cannot be complaining of hunger, neither will the child of a seamstress go naked. Obviously, a child of a butcher, someone who sells meat, can never lack meat to eat. But the cry all over Nigeria now is hunger everywhere. Hunger in the land. No food. Increase in prices of foodstuff, including the ordinary, do I call it ordinary? The most important foodstuff, rice, which is the staple food now, and gari, very, very expensive. And we need to breathe in this country. And on a daily basis, government income or money comes into the pocket of the government in more than 10 ways. Customs, crude, sales on returns on investment, taxes, revenue, taxes of all kind, licenses, payment on so many things. Is it vehicle license? Is it returns from property taxes? Is it even taxes from charges through the banks? Is it customs? Is it bonds that they get? So many ways that they get money. Not to talk of money through the national ID card, driver's license, passports. Do I continue? There are so many ways that government gets its money. And yet, people are going hungry and they are suffering. It shouldn't be. And that's why we want to look at it today. Every day we hear billions of naira, millions of dollars coming into the coffers of the government, and yet it's not reflecting in the lives of the people. And I don't think it should be. At least one will expect that by now, the suffering is reduced totally. Be that as it may, we have in the studio our guest, who is Victor Anya. Victor Anya is a public affairs analyst and, of course, a publisher equally. And he is not a new face in this part of the world, particularly our studio here. And to that extent, we want to welcome Victor.
Thank you so much for inviting me, sir.
Thank you so much for coming and taking our invitation. You've heard my little intro vis-a-vis the prologue. How does it sit with you? The prologue particularly, and my own little intro vis-a-vis what is on ground in Nigeria.
Yes, the prologue
It's a clear explanation of what is happening in the country today.
Okay.
The people that were asked to speak at the background there, they spoke the minds of millions of Nigeria because they themselves are feeling it. They are going through the true situation of this country. It is only those that like to delude themselves who want to wallow in self-delusion. When they are hungry, they will tell you that they have just finished a lap of chicken because they think that they can deceive themselves. You can only deceive others, but you cannot deceive yourself. Each time I come here, I tell people that I'm hungry. Some people will, why will you say so? I say, well, that is the truth. I'm in Nigeria and I'm going through what other people are going through. So because I'm on television, I should lie that I'm eating well. I don't eat well. So the prologue is a clear reflection of what is going on in Nigeria today. The prices of everything, the price of everything has gone up, and we don't seem to see the impact of government because with all the increases that are taking place, one would have expected that government itself would have do something with the humongous amount of money that is coming in. And the session of this government, before the president was sworn in, 2023 May 29, when he has not even assumed office, he says subsidy is gone. That was the genesis of the escalation of the problem of this country. We have been going through certain problems before, but they were situations that we could cope with, because a liter of fuel was 185 to 190 at that time. But with that singular pronouncement, without even assuming office to look at the books of the true situation of the country, it just says subsidy is gone. And the price of petrol just went up without delay. And since then, we have been grappling with the negative effect of that pronouncement. And as we know, petrol is the lifeblood of Nigeria. Why is it so? It is so because our life begins and ends with it, because there is no public power supply. That is why there's so much dependence on petroleum product. Assuming we have public power supply, the hues and cries about the increase in petroleum product wouldn't be there, because nothing would have concerned me as a citizen if there is public power supply. All I need to do is to use the public power supply. But because there is no public power supply, that is why we are depending on petrol. Before you could charge your phone today, you must have to get fuel to power your small generator, which we popularly call in Nigeria as a pass my neighbor generator. In the night, when you go out, you see that the whole community is total darkness, because nobody is able to buy fuel to power their generator, and the public power supply is no more there. And again, the few people that are having access to the public power supply, because of the new system, since I was born in this country over 50 years, this is the first time we are hearing the classification of citizens into classes where some people will be in band A, band B, band C before they can get light. It has never happened since I was born. And because of that, there was increase in the cost of power too. Before the assumption of office by this president, a kilowatts of electricity was 66 naira. But as soon as he assumed office and he appointed the Minister of Power, Mr. Adelabu, the price was increased from 66 naira to 266 naira. That is more than 100% increase at once. I've never seen any economy where price is increased that way. Now, even to charge phone now is not a problem. That is why when you see people, they move, they are going out, they are going with their charger, which does not supposed to be.
Yes, apart from power, what of the fuel vis-a-vis transportation? Because in other climes, there's a system of public transportation, both the rail or even the bus system, that works.
Yeah.
And here we don't have such a thing. So it has really escalated and escalated to the extent that, of course, it's common knowledge, but again, re-echoed by one of the respondents, that the cost to bring food items from the farmland or the farm to the urban area or the city is very, very high, which I know personally. And I know many people know that. I mean, there is hardly any, the farmland around Lagos cannot feed the people and the population in Lagos. Neither do the farmland in Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Benin, and all these urban towns cannot feed those people in the urban town. So they need food to be transported from the rural and the farm to the urban centers. And should there not be anything towards that? We are looking way forward now. Yes. And of course, now we go to your band B, band A, and band C thing. That let us see if we can provide solution to government here, because this is a new year. Just like that, now we have finished January, and before we know it, now we have already done half of February. Today is the 15th day, half of February. It doesn't matter, maybe February is 28 or 29, but at least we've done half of it, which means we are going. Before you know it, now again, it will be December 31, 2025, God keeping all of us. Are we going to continue like this? What will be? Because it won't be fair that some people are enriching their pockets through the money of government, which is the commonwealth. That is the whole essence of today's topic. Some people, very few of them, enriching their pockets, living above board, living on our neck. I mean, living without paying for fuel. They don't go to market to buy. If they go to market, it is government money that they are spending, and co and co. Whereas the ordinary man that government is supposed to protect and provide for is suffering. How do we go about that? That's what we want to look at today. So, first of all, let's look at the issue of logistics, transportation, then we'll now delve into power. What are their own solution to all these issues?
It's a very simple something.
If government is listening and caring, because the purpose of having government is to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. It's not to aggravate them.
Yes.
But what we have since 2015 is that the government has been aggravating, imposing more pains on the people.
Okay.
And without the people, there can never be government in democracy.
True.
It is only in military regime that soldier will come by the force of gun. But in democracy, the citizen must give their mandate to you. And because they have given their mandate to you, you need to look for their welfare. You need to care for them. Because without them giving their mandate to you, you cannot be there. And that is the missing link in Nigeria. They don't care. Once they are there, they don't bother. They don't bother. And that is why we are speaking that it shouldn't be so. Because the price of everything is going up every day. But we are not seeing commensurate development in terms of the money, quantum of money that have been received.
Let's look at the solution now.
Okay.
Let's look at the solution on the side of logistics, transportation, how food will get to the table of you and I in the urban area. Yeah. And equally, those who are in the rural areas too. Then, of course, we'll look at the issue of support and aid to the farmers. Is the farm settlement secured? Those are what, let us look at those areas.
The solution is very easy. The president should reverse the removal of
subsidy. If there is subsidy and the price of fuel goes down today, all these increases will come down. Okay. One of the respondents made allusion to it, that the price of fuel is a major cost. Because moving from one point to the other, you are spending so much. Yes. Why is it so? It is because of the high cost of petrol.
Yes.
And the type of transport system we have in Nigeria is that we have small buses that they are using for transport, tricycle that carry only 4 people, Kurukwe that carry just 6 people, buses that carry 8 people. But in other climes, we have a system where we have big long buses We have a ground floor, we have the upper layer, whereby a single bus can carry about 200 people at once. And you know, the higher the number of commuter, the lower the price. Because the price will be disputed among the passengers. But when we are carrying a bus is carrying just 3 people, the price will be high. So government is supposed to support the transport system by, according to their promise, when the subsidy was removed, we were told that CNG buses will be supplied to communities and all that. We have not seen any of that. I don't know whether people have seen in the area. So government have to do that.
In fact, that is a scandal, because the CNG buses I've seen are not more than 10.
I've not even seen any.
Sure, I've seen. Maybe some in Mowe, for axis. Maybe I ran into one in some field, maybe 2 or 3 in Abuja. I guess that's why I can't remember the last time I went to Port Harcourt. Maybe I saw any. And of course, I don't think there is anyone in Ibadan. I don't think I saw anyone. I am not too sure. I didn't even think I saw anyone in Abeokuta. I don't think so. I can't remember seeing anyone the last time I went to Benin City. And of course, I can't remember if I saw anyone. Well, I went to Kano, I just dropped, went to the hotel, to the court, and came back. I didn't think I saw anyone on the road. But again, this is a very live program, and I guess those who are involved, if it's so, they can just put a lie to our statement that indeed it's all over and so on. But again, that is one of the issues. Is it impossible with the increase and the humongous revenue that comes to government? Even if the revenue does not come to government, is it impossible for government to make arrangement for a mass importation of these vehicles so as to make things and life easy? If people can move around, why not? So, is it not possible?
It is possible if there is a will. It is possible.
Because that is one of their promises, that they were going to supply CNG buses and even conversion center for cars to commute from petrol to CNG gas use vehicle. But today we don't see the conversion centers.
No doubt.
So
I have seen, I guess, 1 or 2 conversion centers, not even conversion, CNG stations.
Okay. Before you can use the CNG, you have to convert the engine.
And of course, I've seen it's only trailers that I'm aware of. Trailer. And I guess one day I ran into a generator, a home generator, using a gas cylinder. And I was surprised. I guess I even took the picture. It's in my phone. That I said, this is interesting. One place. But I guess government again has to do a whole lot of work. Government has to do a whole lot of work in this regard, in terms of advertising, advocacy, and of course publicizing, so that people will know. People are not aware of what our guest just said about the activities of the CNG. I've seen it, but it's highly, highly, highly insignificant. And I guess the PR department, the media people in government should do something, and of course up their sleeves on this one. So my brother, thank you for bringing this out and reminding us. So in the area of transport activities, let's look at trailer, let's look at articulated vehicle, they call it. Is it not possible that, again, government acquires that? I appreciate it. I mean, when we go to London, is a city with the bus that we take, a lot of us in the vehicle, at least 100. Yeah. 50, sometimes there's the bigger one now that takes, I guess, 85 or so. So that reduces the cost. Is it not possible that we have such a system? Or is it only designed for the European countries, particularly London?
No.
Are we forbidden to import such vehicles here?
No, but that can only be done by a government
that is sensitive to the plight of the people. As Nigerians are organizing, government officials are saying that the problem is where that is a global phenomenon. They will never look at it holistically. You are talking of the problem they have there cannot be compared with what we have here. But what I'm saying is that That is a very long solution, long-term solution. Because if we say we wait for government before until they import these buses before we live our lives, we don't know how long that will be. So the quickest solution is to reverse to the subsidy, because subsidy is a part of life.
Okay.
All over the world, government subsidize one or two things.
Let me even help you out and see. Maybe this one can fly with you. My own problem is that there is a local refinery. So the issue of importing crude or importing petroleum product or PMS is out of it. Why is it that the product that is refined in Nigeria is the same cost, if not even higher than the one imported? Can an explanation be given to that?
Is it even, are we really producing here?
No, there is a local refinery. Except if you want to tell me that the man imports, I don't want to mention him. I'm not going to give the person publicity, but know that there is a local refinery that have started, a private local refinery. I'm not talking about government.
Okay, we can even mention it because it's a public something.
Yes,
it's a public something. But let us not. Yes, we know.
What to me? What is it that has happened that the manufacturing or the production here is even higher than the cost of the one they import?
We are told that it's been sold to him at the cost of international price. They said that the price of that petrol is an international product, which I disagree with. There's no product that is international in the local
the local market.
It is when you take it to the international level, it becomes an international product. But locally, as long as God bless us with this, nobody should describe it as international product.
Let's even take it that is an international product. The one that is produced outside the shores of this country is now brought back. So we look at, I studied economics, and I know that there is a cost in exporting to the refinery outside the shores of Nigeria. And of course, there is a cost that will be paid to bring it back.
Yes.
And the two will be added into it. So what is it that has made the one that did not go anywhere than within Nigeria to now be more expensive than the one that has gone through a serious and rigorous process involving cost? Why?
That is the mystery of the Nigeria state. That is the mystery. Even first, for a government to have 4 refineries that are not producing, is that not questionable? That is questionable. You have an NNPC that is in charge of managing the crude oil. We have workers there that are being paid in all the 4 refineries, they are being paid, yet they are not productive. That can only happen in Nigeria. If you have a private company and the company is not producing, will you retain the workers? You will not. But that is what is happening in Nigeria. And we have asked questions. One man has been there all these years. What is special about that man, Mele Kyari, that he must be there? Is there any other person that can do the job? Is he the only one? Is he the only one that has education that can manage an NNPC that he must be there, yet they are not producing? So the issue is that how much is the crude oil being sold to the private hand that is refining? That is the question we have to ask. And again, it could be a click.
We'll answer that question when we come back from this short break. Just don't go away. That is a foundational issue. How much is this product being sold to the private refinery? And why would that product be sold to him that amount? These are issues that we should just put up in the internet, and those who are involved, no doubt, we want to call, we'll look at it if we can get, even if it's through a video call, or Zoom activity, Zoom interview, the minister in charge of petroleum activities, I guess, is Lokobiri. We'll call him, Heineken Lokobiri, will call him if he can answer us to come and answer these questions. But be that as it may, we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, obviously we'll get cracking about the question my brother asked. Don't go away. Welcome back. It's an interesting thing. We're having a wonderful discussion in the studio, and I hope you too, you are flowing with us, and we can post your comments through one of our social media handle at Galaxy Television, Facebook, Instagram, X or Twitter. And of course, if you want to join us real time on time, you can do it through your search engine. You go to the Galaxy app, and of course, you hit us on the go, anytime, anywhere you are, all over the world. That's just this power of technology. Welcome back. If I didn't remember to welcome you back. And of course, for you that are just joining us, this is Galaxy Television. And of course, the program here is Voters Forum. And I'm your host, Wale Ogunade. And our guest is no other person than Victor Anya. Well done, my brother. And before we went on that short break, a very strong question you dropped. And that is, and you are the one that's going to answer that question. How much is the cost of his crude sold to the local refinery, or the person who is refining privately, and at what price are they giving him? What is the price? Or why should the price be so competitive as to make it at par after he has put in included the cost of production to now make it very, very expensive than the imported one? Is it a deliberate thing? Because he's buying locally.
Yes.
One will expect that it's a cheaper thing. I mean, the simple thing is that I used to sell clothes, fabrics,
Okay.
and anybody involved in this fabric business knows that for you to get cheap ones, you have to travel to Aba. I go to Aba to buy, and obviously the prices are cheaper than the prices in Lagos. I will just use that example. So why must the price in Aba be expensive and more higher than the price in Lagos if we set it up that way?
That is the big question Nigerians are asking, and the government is not forthcoming to give an answer to that question. As I've said before, they said that they are selling to him at the international price. That means what the government is selling to outsider is the same price they are selling to private refinery.
That's why the price is high. But even with that, since the product is to be transported out and back, we're supposed to have the reduction. But what I see there is that it's like there's a click. In the petroleum sector, there's a click. And that is why we don't see the truth about it. Until that click is dismantled by the prevail demand of all Nigerians, we will never see the truth in that sector of the economy. Because we cannot expect something that is produced locally to be more costly than the product that is being imported, because the cost of importation will be much higher. The payment at the port, all the charges are no longer there. This is what is produced here.
Money for transporting the product from the refinery outside to this point. From this point to the distribution system, all will entail a whole lot of money. So why will this one, now that it go through that wahala, those process and those steps, be even higher than the one that is imported?
But there is another speculation. People are saying that the refined petroleum product being brought here it is being brought here by Nigerians that own the refineries over there, and they are government officials that they don't even pay for the crude oil here. That is why we are hearing about stolen crude every now and then. That is the speculation that is going behind. That they are not buying from other refineries. They are buying from the refineries owned by Nigerians who are government officials themselves.
Yes, I guess we will just look at it this way. We have heard about so many scandals in this country. So many scandals. And these scandals are taking nobody anywhere. It ends people in disgrace. What's the essence of all this? Is it not money? Money. And at the end of the day, people are suffering. There are some people, if they suffer for what is not their fault, obviously there is a way it bounces back. And we have seen it bouncing back. Go all over the country. I have people in my civil society group that are all over the country. Everywhere is this cry of hunger in the land. What we have discussed just this last, immediately we came in, it's some people, very few people that are in the midst of this. And I just hope that the fear of God will come upon them and that they will retrace their steps and make things easy. The natural resources that we are talking about is God-given. And some people have turned out the instrumentality of government to now use it, to now weaponize and deal with people, make people suffer. It shouldn't. We just want to close that aspect in respect of this crisis and this increase in fuel prices. I guess somebody, God using, will just say, wait, let us look at how we're going to do it. Encourage this person who is within a local producer so that the price will come down and of course things will come down. Then let's look at the second one, power. Yes. Is it impossible to bring down the cost of power? Because I've said it, I've forgotten, I've lost count of my intervention in this regard, but since you brought it in, maybe we can use it as a club. Ever since I've been a kid, a small boy, that I can remember things, that's close to 54, 55 years ago, I've been hearing about the Shiroro and the Mambila, the two, particularly the Mambila. And we are told that if the Mambila comes on stream, that of course, not only will it meet the power supply of Nigeria, that it will be able to sell power or give power to other countries who are neighbors. But till today, and my problem is that year in, year out, the Mambila thing is budgeted for, but we don't see the light in the tunnel. Why? And is it not possible for government to be proactive in this, or is a cash cow that government now deliberately left alone so as to be making money to the detriment of the people?
That is the truth. It is not only Mambila.
For instance, the foreign refinery, they budget money every year, but at the end of the day, are they functioning?
Because I'm sorry, okay. I remembered one professor was brought. The name just ran off my brain now. Man, of course, they call it a company that they brought from Canada to do electrical to work on the Mambila thing, and all of a sudden, with the huge amount of money that was involved, everything just went down the drain. But the money equally went down the drain, and the people are suffering.
So that is the danger of having a unitary system of government.
Okay. The major problem of this country is this unitary system of government, whereby everything must be controlled by the federal government. Until we dismantle the unitary system of government, things will remain the same. How do I mean? For instance, in other countries, local government, they build railway system. But in Nigeria, you cannot do that. In Nigeria today, federal state will build the airport. They are taken over by the federal government. Tell me which other country operate that system. This power of a thing is something that's supposed to be controlled by state or local government area. You build your power plant, you generate, you transmit within your state. If that happens, this issue of light will be a thing of the past. But as long as we are running this unity system, we can never get light.
I really want to,
because the transmission system, even they have unbundled the power sector to some extent, but the issue of transmission still remains with the federal government. If you have generated, you must feed it onto the national grid. And during transmission, you that labor to generate it may not even get a kilowatt of what you have generated. It is not a competitive sector. So who will labor? You know, some years back, we have a here in Lagos,
yes.
Aaron. Yeah, I've forgotten the name.
That's
What
it.
happened to it?
And thank God that the government, the federal government took it over because the Lagos State government did it, worked on it. I guess they were at the point of delivery when the federal government took it over. Today it is history. How I wish that, just to confirm what you are
Yes.
saying, how I wish that that project went on, saw the light of the day. It would have encouraged Ogun State, Lagos,
Other states will
others
board.
to
That's
come
how
on
it's
board
supposed to be.
and do it.
So,
But I want to believe a state, maybe in the east, maybe Enugu,
and they
Enugu
say
State,
Abia.
Abia State.
But they are
is
still
setting
feeding
up
it onto
something.
the national grid.
So that, I guess
You don't need to feed it onto the national grid.
I guess
They
I will agree
suppose
with
the
you.
states to control, you generate, transport, and distribute.
So on that note, what a very good time and point to conclude today's discussion. Very, very interesting. How we wish, and I know that some people are watching and listening, and that they will get these messages across. Maybe what you do, those on Facebook, you can just share this thing and share and continue to share. I mean, this point of today, so it gets to the relevant people, authorities, policymakers that will have a rethink concerning the plight of the people which you belong to. Everyone is shouting and crying. We are hungry. We need a reform in terms of even the states of the federation, the exclusive list, the concurrent list, and the residual list. We have to look at the workings. And of course, if there is anything that you have to seed, that work on, so that there will be peace and there will be progress in the land, I guess it should be done. On this note, I want to thank you for being part of this program. Wale Ogunade, your host on this program called Voters Forum. I want to thank our guests who came, all with the great stress. Give a wonderful outing today. Mr. Victor, yeah, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. And you can be sure, don't worry, there is again, we'll come back to say hello, and that, of course, you invite you for another program. Till next time we come on your way, don't be against the side of the law. Be calm, peaceful. Meanwhile, I didn't even remember, maybe because we have done that past. To those of you who are still in the Valentine mood, happy Valentine to you. Cheers.